Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cindy, and you guys, this is my budget video, paycheck to paycheck, the first paycheck of the month of April. In case you are new here, we get paid bi-weekly. I am a stay-at-home mom, so we are a family of four on one income that comes in, and in my budget videos, I show you guys my real numbers. This is a crazy time right now. I know for a lot of people, it's affecting everything down to finances. I know there's so many people that are even without work right now, and my heart goes out to you, and definitely praying, for everyone that's affected to that extent. And even if you're not, I know some people that are affected by, they, got a pay cut, just any which way that this pandemic has been affecting your finances. It's a tough one, you guys. It really is, but we're going to push through. If you see my previous video, I have been focusing since the outbreak on building our emergency fund, okay? And I'm going to show you how I'm going to be doing that. I did some things a little bit different in this video. First, this is my full budget for the month of April, okay? Let me zoom you guys in a little bit here so you can see. This is my full April budget. Everything is the same. Our mortgage, which is insane. Let me grab a pen here. Like, our mortgage, it went up, you guys. It went up. Thank God I had, if you see my last budget video, that was the paycheck we paid our mortgage with, and I had it budgeted for $1,070. Thank God I had a nice buffer in my bills account, so I was okay. But yeah, our escrow went up because the property taxes had went up, so now it is $180.52. So I made sure I budgeted that in for this month, so we're not surprised. So that had went up. Everything else as far as the bills is pretty much the same. The expenses, I went up, you guys. So because of everything that is happening, groceries, I added an extra $100. Now, we've done a lot of changes in how we eat. Obviously, we can only get what we're able to get at the grocery stores. I don't know about you guys, but our grocery stores, we're not in a big city, so we don't have, a bunch of options. And let me tell you, it is empty. It's crazy. So if you get lucky to find some things, a lot of times we're left with getting something we wouldn't normally get that is more on the pricier side. So for example, like even something as simple as paper towels. As you guys know, toilet paper, paper towels, like all that stuff, it's just really hard to find. And we've been having, if we do find it, to get the more expensive pack, that comes with a big old pack of rolls of either toilet paper or paper towels or anything like that. It's crazy. Same thing with meat, where if we get lucky, I think that's been the worst thing for us. We've had the worst luck with finding meat. And once in a while when we do, we're noticing the price changes. Usually there'll be great sales and there's only a certain meat left, and it's usually the most expensive meat. So we've had to put up our budget on that just for what's happening right now for this month. Hopefully it's just for this month, but I put it up another $100. Same thing with household, because like I said, certain things that we wouldn't normally buy, that we buy a lot cheaper, is more expensive now, and we're having to buy a couple. We're not hoarding. You guys, the hoarding and panic buying that people are doing, it's the reason why all this is happening. It's driving me insane, but that's a rant for another video. But it's kind of causing for those of us that are not panic buying to go out there and get what we can. So if I was something that I would just get one of, now I'm kind of like, well, let me get two of these, because we don't know when's the next time it will be in stock. It's just crazy. So this is real life budget right now, you guys, and kind of dealing with this pandemic with our finances. So I really wanted to show you guys. One thing that went down is I went ahead and put down the gas. Usually I have $300 a month for gas because my husband does use a lot of gas for work, because he has to drive far. But the gas prices have gone down, which is great, right? The gas prices have went down, so I was able to kind of cut that a little bit. And everything else is the same. Our hobbies, I actually put it up to $100. The reason why I put that in our budget this month is because since we are quarantined at home, I wanted to get, a couple of things just for the kids, for us to do as a family at home. So I wanted to up that budget to see what we can do and get creative. And, my kids, they're at home and they're kids. So trying to see what we can do in that. So that's what's going to go that $100 towards. So anyhow, everything else is the same. I always underestimate my husband's income just to make sure, we got everything. And I overestimate on my bills. So as you guys know, if you've seen that, how I do that. Okay, so now we have, I hope you guys can see. So I want to ask you guys, let me know down in the comments. So what I did was I went ahead and did my budgeted amount here already on my form. Usually in the last couple of budget videos, I've kept this blank and did everything step by step with you. But I kind of figured, since you've already seen the steps, you've already seen how I do this and how I go about this, that I'll go ahead and do the budgeted side of things first, just for the sake of the length of this video, and you guys have already seen it. Let me know in the comments, do you like that I did this like that? That way I can just go straight in with our actual numbers and what we're actually going to be putting towards wherever we're putting money and all that fun stuff. So if you like that I did this, let me know in the comments. Or do you prefer that I just start with a blank paper and just continue to go step by step with you guys? So I would love to know. It will help me out. I'm doing these videos for you guys to help you. So, but if not, I personally kind of figured, since you guys already seen it, that you would be okay with, I had already filled in the bills that we had to pay from this paycheck and all that good stuff. I will still, show you everything, My hands are going crazy. Okay, so what I did was, I already have that all out, the budgeted amount, which I did show you on here anyways, what I'm budgeting for. And I already have my scrap paper. You guys know me with the scrap paper of where I'm going to be putting money. So I kind of cheated and did this ahead of time, just to kind of, my budget videos have been pretty long. So I wanted to shorten it a bit for you. But let me know, you guys, what you think after all this. Let me know down below. So my husband's actual paycheck, okay, so I budgeted the $1,700. Let me show you guys. So I budgeted the $1,700. I did my bills. I hope you guys can see. Okay, so I have the budgeted amount for the bills. Remember, I always over budget. Came out to $843. We have leftover $857. Okay, and then for the groceries, I went up. Now what I did was, because the first paycheck of the month, we have the lower bills because we don't have our mortgage in this. So I take advantage for extra things. So I went ahead, since I upped my grocery budget for the month, another $100, I added that extra $100 in this paycheck. So next paycheck, you'll see the normal $200. So I figured anything extra I do with this paycheck, and just so it doesn't affect the next one, which the mortgage comes out of, okay? I hope that made sense. So we have the extra $100 in the groceries, the extra $50. I went up in household as well. I have it in this one as well. The extra money towards the hobbies, I have that in there as well. So all the extra that I budgeted for this month is going to come out of this paycheck, just because I know we can afford it from this paycheck. And that came out of $715. We were left over with $142. And then over on the sinking funds, just like last time, I'm only going to be putting money into miscellaneous and medical, okay? And because we stay with 142, that will leave us with 100. We're not paying our debt, okay? So if you see my previous video, because of the pandemic, I am not paying any extra towards debt. Our final debt is our car loan. We are still making the minimum payment. We're just not throwing extra towards it because we want to build our emergency fund. That is our focus right now because I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, none of us do, right? And, you know, thankfully my husband still is working and we just don't know how long that would be. I'm praying that, you know, he is good and we don't have to worry about that, but you never know, right? And even if he keeps his job, I want to be prepared if what if he gets a pay cut. So our focus is our emergency fund for right now. So I was able to put $100 towards the emergency fund, and that left us with zero. So if you didn't know, we used a zero-based budget plan from Dave Ramsey. I don't do everything Dave Ramsey says, but I would say my budget is Dave Ramsey inspired for sure, but we definitely do the zero-based budget, okay? So, and if you don't know what that means, it's just basically everything needs to come out to zero from the paycheck amount, after all the bills, expenses, you know, the sinking funds, anything that we put money towards at the end needs to be zero, basically telling every dollar where to go, okay? Now, this is just the budgeted amount. Now we're going to go into the actual, okay? My husband's paycheck is $2,233.96. As you can see, that's a lot more than what I budgeted for, but I like to do it that way just in case, you know, my husband gets a lower paycheck. I know that we can pay our bills and expenses with that. So $233.96, that is the total. And now we're going to go ahead and go through the actual numbers for here. So for the car payment, $543.84. The car insurance is $118.69. Cell phones, $160.60. Amazon Prime is $13.06. And now we're going to do the fun part, and we're going to add up these numbers. $836.19 is the total for the bills. Okay? So now left over, we're going to subtract this number from the paycheck. That comes out to $1,397.77. Now we're going to write this leftover amount down here, $1,397.77. Okay, and then the actual for the groceries, we are keeping that at $300. Household at $100. Gas at $135. $80 for our allowance. $100 towards the hobbies. So this is all going to stay the same. So that's going to be $715. Now let's go ahead and subtract this number from the leftover. $682.77 is what we'll have left over. So now we're going to come over here to the top and write the leftover amount. So you can see it's a lot more left over than the budgeted amount we did before the paycheck. Okay, and with the sinking funds, this is where I'm going to make some changes, okay? like I said, this has been a really crazy time. And if you guys can believe it, after I did the last budget, last week, our AC went out. Yes. I was like, no, this cannot be happening right now. And I had just put some money into emergency fund, and I really did not want to have to go already tap into the emergency fund. I understand that's what the emergency fund is there for, but I was like, man, I really want to build up this number. And so I did some playing around, and I had to take out money from different sinking funds, okay? And because I had leftover, if you guys remember from my previous budget video, we had quite a bit of like gas money that rolled over that was still sitting in the account. We had quite a good amount of buffer or cushion in our account that the groceries and all this comes out of. And we had some rollover from our bills account that we use as well. And whatever I took out from different sinking funds to be able to pay the AC guy to repair our AC, it came out to $140 that we had to pay him. I am thankful. I've heard a lot of horror stories dealing with AC, and it's very, very expensive. So I am thankful it only cost us $140, but it was still $140 that I did not budget for. And we do have a home sinking fund, but that is not built up yet. We didn't have that amount left. I believe I have about $83 in my home account. So remember, we just started budgeting in January, and our sinking funds are still not like, big sinking funds. They don't have a large amount of money just yet. So of course, now with the pandemic, that's going to definitely slow all that down as well. Anyhow, I had to take out money and just kind of do what I can. So what I would like to do, being that we have a lot more left over than what I budgeted for, I want to go ahead, because a lot of the accounts I left it at $1. I want to at least put something in there, okay? So I am planning to put in the miscellaneous a little bit more. So I would like to put, let me make sure, I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. So I would like to put $32 in my miscellaneous account. I would like to put $30 in the medical account. And then I want to go ahead and put money back into the accounts that I took money out. So we took money out of our entertainment. Now, I know that some of these sinking funds I don't need right now, but I don't know about you, but for me, it bothers me just to see an account with $1 in it. So I have to put something in there. So I took money out of the clothes account. I took money out of the pets account. And I took money out of the Christmas account. And they all just have like $1 in there. So I would like to put at least, $5 in there, because like I said, we really don't need any of this right now. Entertainment, obviously, we are quarantined to our house. We're not going to be going anywhere. So just going to put $5 in those accounts. And that's it, okay? Now what we're going to do is go ahead and add up these numbers. That comes out to $82. We're going to have $600.77 left over. Oh, wouldn't it have been nice to put that number into debt? I know, it's killing me, honestly, you guys, not putting money towards that, but priorities, right? Priorities. We have to build our emergency fund and just be prepared if anything was to come. So our leftover is $600.77. which guess what? I am going to put the entire amount into emergency fund. I mean, it feels good too. I know I'm not paying extra towards that, but that's a really great number. So total savings is $600.77. And this brings leftover to 0. Woo! I get excited with the zero-based budget. I love to see that 0 at the end. I love that I was able to tell my money where to go. And every dollar has a job, which is amazing. And I am thankful that, like I said, things have been coming up. I am so grateful that I have sinking funds. If you are on the fence or wondering, do you need these, sinking funds, and do you want to deal with all that? My opinion is yes. Although, I mean, I really didn't want to have to be pulling money out of here, but I'm so grateful that I had that because of everything that's been going on. This has been helping us towards getting things that we needed for food, because like I said, our normal budget for groceries hasn't been quite enough just because we're needing to buy, more things or whatever's left over, which sometimes end up being more expensive than what we would traditionally buy. And it's crazy, and I'm just so thankful that we were able to have money in these sinking funds, especially with the AC going out. We did not plan for that, and I had this to be able to pay the guy, and we have air conditioning, which I live in Florida. We need AC. We need AC. So I am so grateful to have that. Now, do you need to do how I do this, where I do digital envelopes, meaning I use Capital One 360 and I have accounts, savings accounts for all of these categories for all of my sinking funds? You don't have to do it like that. You can do cash envelopes, which if you follow Dave Ramsey, he's all about cash envelopes and, having the cash in your hands. That wasn't for us. We decided to go the digital route, and I love it. I really love it, and Capital One 360 makes it super easy to do that. So, and I will show you now how I'm going to do the transfer as well with you guys. So here we have our total. There is our budget for this paycheck. Now what I do is I take my scrap paper, put it right over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to add the bills, sinking funds, and the emergency fund, total that up, and that is what I'm going to transfer to my Capital One 360. These categories here, they are in my Chase account, okay, which is our main bank account that our paycheck is direct deposited to. So this can just sit there, okay? It's already in there. I don't have to worry about it. I just need to get these categories into Capital One 360 so I can disperse it in there, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that math. Okay, so the total that I need to transfer is $1,518.96. That is the total of bills, sinking funds, and my emergency fund. Now what I do is I log into my Chase account and I go and use Zelle or Zelle. And I use that to instantly transfer this money into my Capital One 360. I had shared about this in my previous videos. Definitely want to check that out. So I am going to go into my Chase, and I am going to actually be doing that transfer. I don't do that part on camera just because it does show more personal information. But as soon as I get this transfer to Capital One, I will show you my Capital One 360 accounts and how I transfer all of that. Okay. So, and if you haven't seen my videos before of all these accounts and how I do all this, definitely want to check out my other budget videos where I go through everything. I have a playlist, and I will link that in the description below of all my budget videos, okay? Now, we're going to go into our miscellaneous account, okay? and we're going to start the transferring. So we're going to transfer from miscellaneous over to bills, and we're going to transfer this amount. I'm going to pick today's date, and we're going to transfer 836.19. What is happening with me right now? What is going on? Oh my goodness. Why is this doing this? 836.19. There we go. There we go. That is going to go into our bills account. 836.19. Hit done. I just like to verify, make sure it's coming miscellaneous, going to bills, on today, slide to transfer. Make another transfer. Now we're going to transfer from miscellaneous, and we're going to go into medical, and we're going to transfer $30. Okay, transfer miscellaneous to medical. Make another transfer, and I'm going to continue to do that for the rest of this. Okay, so now that I've got all this money transferred, now we're going to transfer to our emergency fund. Okay, so it's going from miscellaneous to emergency fund. Today's date, and the amount is going to be $600.77. Alright, just want to verify. Okay. Done. And just like that. And already the money that I have for miscellaneous is in there, obviously. Now we can look at the accounts. So we got our bills. And here we go. And as you can see, this was empty. We only had like $1 left in these accounts, but at least now that just looks better than seeing $1 in there. So I'm glad I was able to put at least $5 in those accounts. Okay, and now for the big one here, emergency fund. We have $1,736.13. I am beyond grateful for that number. I know the next paycheck, because the next paycheck goes, I pay mortgage. I won't be able to put much in the emergency fund, but I'm thankful for, at least for the month of April, we were able to put a nice chunk in there with this paycheck. So that makes me happy to see. So there it is, you guys. That is done. So I can log out of this. Alright, you guys, so there is my budget for paycheck number one in the month of April. I hope you guys are all well. Hope you're all safe and practicing social distancing. Stay home the best that you can, and there we go. So thanks you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget, let me know down below in the comments, did you like how I did everything this time around, that I already had this all done and filled out and ready to go, or do you prefer that I start at a blank page and all that? Also, let me know down in the comments, are you building an emergency fund? How are you and your family doing with that? And we'll love to hear from you guys to see how you're doing. Alright guys, there it is. I hope you have a good day, a great weekend, and stay safe out there. Alright, thanks for watching guys. Bye.